fill in. The inspiration for this piece
back to the other end when we fell down. We could not believe we would lose it all. Now the dreams are gone and faith has drowned. Everything we lost and we never found. Thought it'd be the end, but we went down. We could not believe everything would fall. All our dreams are gone, and now we've drowned. Everything is lost, never to be found.
Yo, what is up, everybody? My name is Zach. I'm back here with another live stream, but today we are here with some SpaceX. Doing the SpaceX mission.
Good evening. Head over to Starlink.com for more information.
T-minus 11 minutes.
Launch, Falcon 9 started loading propellants at T-minus 35 minutes, and at T-minus 11 minutes, currently all systems are green for an on-time liftoff at 10:59 p.m. Eastern Time. With that, let's take a closer look at the rocket on your screen.
I knew they were going to do this today.
What you're looking at on your screen is a live view of Falcon 9. The two-stage rocket stands 70 meters tall, or 229 feet tall, and that's greater than the wingspan of a 747 aircraft. Falcon 9 was designed from the ground up for maximum reliability. Its simple two-stage configuration minimizes the number of separation events, and with 9 first-stage engines, it can safely complete its missions even in the event of an engine shutdown. The first stage is the bottom 2/3 of the vehicle. It has 9 Merlin engines that do the bulk of the work to get Falcon 9 off of the ground and up into the thinner parts of the Earth's atmosphere. At about 2.5 minutes into flight, it will separate from the second stage and make its way back for landing on a drone ship. Of course, I Still Love You, and you can see a view from the drone ship on your screen. If successful, today will mark the 6th recovery for this booster. In order to help Falcon 9 make a successful landing, it's equipped with 4 hypersonic grid fins positioned near the top of the first stage. The grid fins help orient the rocket during re-entry and guide the rocket during descent. The first stage also has 4 landing legs made of state-of-the-art carbon fiber with aluminum honeycomb, which are positioned at the base of the rocket and deployed just before landing. Above the first stage is the second stage, which has a single Merlin vacuum or MVAC engine, which ignites after the first stage separates.
Hey Jeremy, welcome.
The vacuum engine operates with the greatest efficiency ever for an American-made hydrocarbon rocket engine. The second stage is what will carry our Starlink satellites to orbit, deploying at about T+1 hour into the mission. And lastly, our Starlink satellites are safely enclosed inside of the 5-meter or 17-foot diameter payload fairing, and that's what you are looking at on your screen. This is that large structure at the very top of the rocket. This protects the payload from aerothermal loads, heating, and contamination during ascent. Once we reach the vacuum of space, we will jettison the fairing as the second stage continues on its journey to orbit. Today will be the first flight for this fairing, and we will be attempting to recover it by retrieving each half from the water with our recovery vessels, Miss Tree and Miss Chief. And on your screen is a view from each one of those.
We're watching this launch. It's a SPACEX
currently 80% favorable.
Starlink mission.
The vehicle, satellites, weather, and range are all.
Oh, it's 3 minutes actually. Never mind.
Around the rocket.
Never mind.
The
3 minutes.
Florida atmosphere condensing around the areas where the cold gas.
Thought I was behind a long hour of stream.
Our first stage
That stream.
finished prop loading at T-minus, or should have already finished prop loading at T-minus 3 minutes.
Lock load complete.
And there's that call out for stage 1 locks loading complete. Stage 2 will finish up at T-minus 2 minutes in about 40 seconds from now. Falcon 9 is in startup at T-minus 60 seconds, and this means that the rocket's autonomous internal flight computers have taken over the launch countdown. We'll light the Merlin engines at about T-minus 2 seconds, and we use T-Teb as our ignition fluid. And when it mixes with oxygen, it burns a green color flame. We then allow fuel into the thrust chamber, and the engines come up to full power for liftoff at T0. At liftoff, Falcon 9's first stage has thrust greater than 5 747 airplanes at full power, consuming 700 gallons of fuel per second.
Yes, we're actually.
Starlink payload continues to be healthy.
I didn't when I was behind on this.
Weather is still looking good, and the range is green for launch. And you just heard that call out that stage 2 LOX loading is complete. Now, in a few seconds from now that LOX loading is complete, we will clear out that LOX line on the transporter erector, so you will see some venting here. There you can see the venting on your screen.
Yeah.
T-minus 1 minute coming up in about 15 seconds. Falcon 9 will be in startup, and the first and second stages will begin to pressurize for launch.
Falcon 9's in startup.
There's that call out. Falcon 9 is in startup. Now we're waiting for the final go for launch in a few seconds here.
Falcon, Starlink, LD, go for launch.
And there is that call out that we are go for launch. So T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 30 seconds, all systems are go for launch, so let's listen into the terminal count and watch as Falcon 9 takes our stack of Starlink satellites into orbit.
T-minus 15 seconds.
9, 8, 7.
6, 5, 4,
Shit.
0. Ignition. And liftoff. Stage 1 chamber pressures are nominal.
Vehicle is pitching downrange.
Woo! Yeah, it's imposted, but I was trying to prompt to follow me, and I had posted, and it skipped, so just so you know what I just did.
At T plus 40 seconds into flight, Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Space Launch Complex 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, carrying our stack of Starlink satellites to orbit. Now we are
satellites. It's what's called satellites.
Max Q stands for. And there's that call out.
Closure.
Max Q. This is the largest structural load that the vehicle sees. Now, coming up in about a minute, we'll have 3 events happening within seconds of each other. And that'll be main engine cutoff, or MECO, stage separation, and SES-1, or second engine start 1. Now, MECO is where all 9 of the M1D engines shut down, and that slows the vehicle down in preparation. Slows the vehicle down in preparation for the second event, stage separation.
And back engine show has begun.
And stage separation is where the first stage separates from the second stage. First stage will make its way back to Earth, while second stage continues on its journey with SES-1, or second engine start 1. And that's where we light up the MVAC engine, and it will propel the second stage along with the Starlink satellites to orbit.
Oh yeah.
We're just under 30 seconds away from those 3 events. Again, that is MECO, stage separation, and SES-1. And you've got a really cool view of the first stage and those 9 Merlin 1D engines burning bright.
Stage separation.
Woo! One who has.
And there you saw MECO and stage separation. On your left-hand screen is the first stage, with the right-hand screen being the second stage. And you can see SES-1,
Oh, yeah.
the MVAC engine is now glowing bright red there. And in a few seconds from now, we should have fairing deployed.
Separation confirmed.
And there you saw MECO and stage separation. And there you could see on your right-hand screen, the fairing has deployed. As a reminder, we will be attempting to recover the fairing halves today with our recovery ships Miss Tree and Miss Chief. Now, as Stage 2 heads towards its targeted drop-off orbit, Stage 1 will execute 2 burns in order to make its way back to Earth. The first burn is the entry burn, and that's where 3 of the 9 Merlin 1D engines will reignite, and that'll help slow the vehicle down as it re-enters back into the Earth's atmosphere. The second burn for the first stage, second and final burn, is the landing burn, and this is where a single engine will reignite, and that slows the vehicle down rapidly in order to touch down on that drone ship. Again, we are attempting to land on Of Course I Still Love You, and this will be the 6th attempt for this booster.
Acquisition of signal for META.
Now on your screen is a live view of that second stage. This is the Merlin vacuum engine. This engine has about 220,500 pounds of thrust in a vacuum.
Damn! Shit. That's a hell of a ton.
We're just under a minute and a half away from the entry burn on the first stage. Again, the first stage will perform 2 burns. It will be the entry burn and the landing burn. And then just 20 seconds or so after that landing burn has concluded, the second stage will have SECO 1, or second engine cutoff 1. Stage 2 is still on a nominal trajectory. This is carrying our Starlink satellites to their targeted orbit. Have SECO 1, or second engine cutoff 1. And we are just about 30 seconds away, or under 30 seconds away, from that entry burn starting up on the first stage. The entry burn will last about 30 seconds long. Again, it will be 3 of the 9 engines reigniting.
Stage 1, FTS is safe.
Woo!
Stage 1, engine burn started.
And there you can see on your left-hand screen as that view lights up, those 3 engines are burning bright,
get some
helping to slow
water.
the vehicle down as it enters back into the Earth's atmosphere.
Stage 1, engine burn shut down.
Did have a call out for entry burn conclusion. Stage 2 is still looking nominal. Just under 30 seconds away from the landing burn beginning on the first stage. And we are attempting to land on Of Course I Still Love You for the 6th time for this booster. Live view from the drone ship on your left-hand side. We did get a little bright glow. No longer see a flame there. Right-hand screen, stage 2 is still looking nominal.
Stage 2, FTS is safe.
And it does look like we did not land our booster on Of Course I Still Love You tonight. It is unfortunate that we did not recover this booster, but our second stage is still on a nominal trajectory. And there's that call out for SECO, as I mentioned earlier. That is second engine cutoff 1. Again, we are doing 2 burns for this MVAC engine.
Nominal insertion orbit.
And there's that.
I have no idea.
There's that call out for a good orbit. So now stage 2 is going to coast in this orbit for the next 35 minutes or so. So we'll see you back here at T plus 45 minutes for a second stage relay.
I knew that was on. I was not in the stream anyway since it is actually over. But yeah, hit that like button. I'll see you guys probably on there. Oh, I don't know. Or I'll be at stream tomorrow.